Hello there guys, it's Captain Invisible here and welcome to a Medieval 2 Total War online battle. For today for you I've got a siege. This is a scenario set up by the host, Captainmakarov, and he set it up as the Siege of Vienna. It doesn't look like Vienna, it's a castle. Vienna's a city, but the rules for the battle was the defenders had to play as the Holy Roman Empire, which I've managed to pick up for this battle, and the attackers had to play as the Turks, who will be sieging Vienna and trying to take it off the Holy Roman Empire force, which is exactly what they're trying to do with these massive monster bombards in front of their armies. These things just absolutely tore down the walls, so we'll take a better look at them later on in the battle. For my army I had 7 units of these dismounted feudal knights. I got 5 over here, another one over here, and I think I had a couple more down here. At least one more. Yeah, just one more down here. So about seven in total. I've got 3 units of Paddy's crossbowmen. I've got 2 units up here which are firing down on his artillery because they were too close. Then I've got a unit over in this corner that's sorry, interruptions. There's going to be a lot of them with these monster rambolts, monster bombards, punching holes in the walls. But yeah, I've got another one on this corner just to overwatch this section. I've got 3 units of these Langschnitt pikemen, which are going to defend the streets here, and then 2 more doubled up here. I've got my raiters. I brought some raiters just to do some gun harassment. The great thing about the raiters is going to be that the guns cause morale damage, and if I flank the enemy with them, it's going to cause morale damage from being outflanked, and then the damage caused by casualties as they charge in. So it's a really good morale shock unit. I've got a general's bodyguard, and then in reserve I've got 4 units of the dismounted Imperial Knights with quite a few upgrades on them. In fact, I managed to upgrade quite a few of my troops because the money was so high for this battle. So yeah, I've just spread my infantry out. I've got some reserves over here. I've got a unit of dismounted feudal knights here to do any flanking that's needed. And then I've got a few backing up over here just to back up my pikemen. So I did send my raiters out, but they got shot up by his Janissary archers, so it was a poor move by me. But we'll just go over the armies really quickly. Looks like he's got quite a few of these spear militia, which are going to try to take the walls with these peasants. He's got some reinforcements of these Janissary heavy infantry and some spear militia moving up. And then he's got some more spear militia, and the Saracen militia in the back, sorry, with some halberd militia. As his cavalry force, Captainmakarov has 4 units of Capiculu, and then obviously his 2 monster bombards. So his ally for this match was Johnsmoth, and he's brought some of these spear militia as well. He's got, I think, about 4 or 5 in total. He's got about 4 units of these Janissary archers, which are going to move in to fire at my men. He's got 2 units of the monster bombards, another unit of spear militia over here, and then some halberd militia in the back with some Hashashim. I think he had more Hashashim in the back as well. I just didn't notice them. So he's going to take out my towers very wisely with his monster bombards. They're going to absolutely wreck these walls. There's just no stopping these bombards once they get firing. So my plan was to draw him down this street and use these feudal knights along with these feudal knights just to trap them and sort of flank them, just put them under pressure on that side, whereas these two would help defend this street with my Pavis crossbowmen and pike line. I have to mention quickly that I think this replay was bugged. There's a lot missing from this battle that I thought there was. So this unit of 2 raiders, I'm sure it was about 7 men, 7 or sort of 12 men left, and they were sort of running around here shooting at these spearmen as they were coming in and trying to draw them down these 2 streets. But yeah, unfortunately there's only 2 of them, so I think I suffered a few more losses in the replay than I did in the actual battle. They didn't do much, they were just, as I say, harassing the enemy and just getting some shots off. So I've managed to draw some spearmen down this side, but it's quite wise he sent some spearmen around this side as well, so he's going to split my infantry. But my infantry is still going to be better, but it's just a case of him ruining my plan of surrounding both his forces. So a great use of his spear militia there to divide my heavy infantry's attention. I've got some more heavy infantry here fighting off some of these spear militia. I think they were trying to get to my Pavis crossbowmen at this side, so I've got my infantry here protecting them. I'm going to fire down on them with my Pavis crossbowmen. As you can see, I've already killed quite a lot of them that were trying to come around this corner. So yeah, the infantry fights engaged on this side. The spear militia are no match for my heavily upgraded dismounted feudal knights. As I say, I did have a lot of money to defend Vienna, and the objective was to defend Vienna at all costs, which I thought I would do very well with these fully upgraded dismounted feudal knights. So they're going to help me win this battle. He did put some Janissary archers up on these walls, and they're going to take some shots at my dismounted feudal knights. So a great position for these archers there. I did expect this, and it did worry me slightly when he did manage to get his archers on the walls. But as I say, it was to be expected. I did prepare for it by deploying most of my troops back here. So he did try a quick attack with these heavy infantry on these crossbowmen. Looks like he didn't move them back far enough, so they are going to get attacked by these heavy infantry units. So I managed to destroy this side, so we're just going to wait here for any more reinforcements, which we've got some Saracen militia coming in. So they're going to meet the blades of my dismounted feudal knights as well. In the centre, my plan with the pikes was to use a tactic that Paladin Bob taught me not too long ago, where you have 2 pikemen mixed in. One pikeman is on guard mode, and then the other one is off guard mode, and you click an attack order. So one pikeman pushes forward and pushes into the enemy, and then once they put their pikes away, you turn them you turn them onto guard mode, should I say, and then they put the pikes back down, and then you push the other one up off guard mode. So you're basically pushing forward with like a advancing line with both units of pikemen, and it turned out to be very effective in this section.
Our defense must be like iron.
So we'll just check the other side. As you can see, we did a number on these spear militia. They just couldn't stand up to the dismounted feudal knights, and these halberd militia are going to do slightly better, but still not too good against my heavily upgraded dismounted feudal knights. But they are getting tired now. They're sick of slaughtering these Turkish troops. He's going to have to send in some heavier support on that side, otherwise they're going to get defeated. I've sent in a unit of dismounted feudal knights just to support this flank. I'm hoping that my advancing pipeline will be able to push into these spear units. So yeah, they're doing well on this side, as you can see. The tactic from Paladin Bob has really helped my pikemen become more effective. So I have to thank Paladin Bob for this tactic. It really does help pikes become more effective. And as I say, I've got dismounted feudal knights coming through just to support the flanks of these pikemen.
Walls have fallen. Our men must think of the Empire and be strong.
So more walls are being taken out by the enemy artillery. But by this point, there's no point. They've already broken through. My dismounted feudal knights on this side are holding off this flank, killing these spearmen, and fighting off this cavalry as well that's bogged down in an infantry fight. So these men certainly pay for themselves. On this flank, things turned from good to bad very quickly as these Hashashin come in to take out my now weakened and tired dismounted feudal knights. And this is going to be a fight that my feudal knights are finally going to meet their match in this battle, and it's going to cost them their lives, unfortunately. But they did hold very well. All these bodies that they've killed, all these men. So the pikemen still doing work, this time against cavalry. Oops. Yeah, they've managed to kill quite a lot of troops on this side. All these bodies from pikemen alone. We'll have to check the stats at the end of the battle just to see how well they did overall, because I think they did really well in this battle. A really good test to how good pikemen can be. I positioned my reserve force in this position just to await the enemy from breaking this side. I don't think they will anytime soon, but just preparing for that. I've still got dismounted feudal knights in here hacking down these infantry units of the Turks. As you can see, this side is going to break shortly. These men are wavering. They can't take being surrounded by so many Hashashin units. The Hashashin are a very effective infantry unit and are going to do some real work against these dismounted feudal knights. These brave men are trying their best to stop these Hashashin, but they are going to break through and they're going to be able to join this centre fight, which is still ongoing with my pikemen holding the line. So these feudal knights break through and they're going to attack these spearmen in the back. He has thrown in some halberd militia to help fend off these dismounted feudal knights, but neither are going to do very well against them, and they're going to be able to slice through these men. Looks like some Janissary reinforcements are coming in. These Janissary archers are setting up to fire at my men, and there's some spear militia backing them up. These men on the walls, these crossbow men were a beast. I'm sorry I missed the fight, but they basically held off a couple of units of spear militia. They've finally broken, but all these spearmen bodies speak for themselves. And this was all the Paddy's crossbowmen doing the killing.
This battle goes poorly for the Reich. We need to reverse our fortunes.
So apparently this battle is going poorly. My pikemen have decided to drop their pikes and go in with swords. I'm gonna have to. I think I'll fix that shortly. But yeah, at the moment they're just fighting with swords. Not very effective for pikemen, but I'm sure I'll fix it in a little bit. I think this is where I set them up in pike formation. Yeah, there they are. So you're going to put their pikes down, and I think I left these guys in guard mode because my dismounted feudal knights were the ones pushing forward. My brave feudal knights fighting for Vienna. So yeah, all these cavalry bodies, all these infantry bodies. Just this one street was havoc for the enemy. But now he's put his he's got his archers into position. He's going to be able to fire at this blob, and it's gonna hurt these pikemen because of the lack of armor they've got. So these once brave pikemen are going to suffer now. And here comes some Hashashin, which are not going to help matters. You're going to be able to cut through the pikemen and my dismounted feudal knights with ease. So it looks like I missed it, but my general's gone in for the kill. He came around this flank and he charged into these Januzuri archers. And he's been joined by the dismounted Imperial Knights, who are going to try hack through this blob and then come up this street and take these guys from the flank, whilst my front line tries to hold as best it can. So there's my general fighting bravely for Vienna, and amongst all these Januzuri archers and hacking them all to bits. He just doesn't give a crap about these archers. So all the bodies around him, he just doesn't care. These archers are nothing to him. And then my Imperial Knights come up behind, doing their work.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Yeah, just hacking through these archers, trying to cut a path in. And unfortunately my general dies there. I can't remember whether he dies that early in the battle, but I think he does die eventually. So yeah, we'll let that one slide for this battle. So my Imperial Knights are still fighting on. They're going to take the mist, these Januzuri archers, and then hopefully try and flank. These spear militia are not going to stop them, but here comes a massive blob of Hashashin, which are going to do quite well against them. This side is pretty much cleared up, and my combination of the remaining dismounted Imperial Knights and my crossbowmen that have run out of ammunition are going to come in to try and break this small contingent of infantry, and to hopefully get to the flanks of these Hashashin, because they're not going to take too long to hack down my Imperial Knights. Yeah, it was a very strange battle. Actually, the replay is bugged anyway, but it's kind of backwards and forwards all the way through the battle. There were moments where it looked like that I was going to win, and then you'd see all these Hashashin come in, and you were like, "Oh crap, this is gonna be it. This is where all my men rout." And then it's like, "Oh no, our men are doing quite well," and it's like, "Oh no, something else is coming, and it's going to destroy my morale as well." So. Yeah, those Hashashin really scared me in this battle. I didn't expect so many Hashashin just to pop out of nowhere, and honestly, they were the scariest part of this battle. If they'd brought less cavalry and more Hashashin, then it may have gone better for them. Certainly, I had no answer for these Hashashin other than more infantry. But yeah, they were well used in this battle. The giant Hashashin blob was one that I definitely feared. So yeah, my men are beginning to thin on this side, and a few of them are wavering as well. Not a good thing for these Imperial Knights. These guys are pretty fresh. I had some raiders somewhere, and they came in on this side with their guns, hit this flank, and just fired off point blank fire, and just absolutely routed a lot of infantry on this side. So I don't know whether I missed that or whether it doesn't look like they did that in this battle. I can't see any dead raiders, so yeah, looks like it's both with that part as well. So yeah, that part's missing, but yeah, so we killed the Turkish general, and for some strange reason, all of our men decided to rout them. Apparently, the loss of the Turkish general is more damaging to our men as opposed to the enemy. And I think this caused a massive rout across all my infantry. These guys become shaken, and then they just rout. So that's all my infantry routing back. Fortunately, I've got these crossbowmen that weren't routing, otherwise that would be the battle. So they're going to join my infantry in the town centre. As I say, I think the battle ended around about here, so where my infantry had surrounded the enemies, but for some reason it hasn't. So we're going to have a slugfest in the town centre. I don't know how it's going to end, simply because I don't know. It looks like it's a corrupt recording, but we're going to see how it ends anyway. These Hashashin break through, and they're going to fight these dismounted Imperial Knights for the town centre. It's like my crossbowmen are coming in the rear. Oh no, they're routing, so they're routing through the enemy. Good job, crossbowmen. But my Imperial Knights are going to hold the line against these Hashashin. And there's so on the recording there's only 300 left, so yeah, looks like a massive admit defeat. I'm pretty sure by this point they didn't have as many troops left, hence why there was an admit defeat there. I certainly don't think there was this amount of Hashashin left, otherwise that would be a bit silly to admit defeat there. So yeah, I think the fight ended with them both being surrounded on this flank. But yeah, apparently that's the end of the battle, so good game to Captainmakarov and Johnsmoth02. It was a very fun battle, very fun scenario, and if any of you guys want to set up a scenario battle, please let me know, because I do love my historical battles. I like getting involved in that sort of thing, so yeah, if you've got a battle that is semi-historical and you want me to take part and maybe upload it, if that's what if the battle goes well, then yes, certainly let me know, and we'll certainly set a scenario up to do that with. So yeah, as you can see, judging by the kills, I obviously got more kills, but I had more money to start. Or I had at least kind of more money to start with. They had to get artillery, and they brought those massive bombards, which, to be honest, was a bit of a waste. And as the other spear militia had to hack through, obviously gave me quite a lot of kills. So yeah, my dismounted Fury Knight got so many kills, 128 kills. That's a beast. Some of these other ones just held and didn't really do too much. 75, 71, not too bad. 59 again, not too bad. 108, sort of 108, 128, 70, 80, that sort of level is very good for the dismounted feudal knights, so they did really well. And the Imperial Knights not doing as good as the dismounted feudal knights, but still getting quite a few kills, so good for them. Here's what I wanted to see: the Langtonite Pikemen. One of them got 84, one of them got 122, and the other one got 88. So again, really good kills for pikemen. Definitely, I'll have to start using pikemen more in sieges, especially as a defender, because if you use that tactic that Paladin Bob went through with me, this sort of forward line, the approaching line, he calls it the the pike wall formation, and to be honest, it's a really good tactic to use for pikemen, and the narrowness of the streets makes it work even better. Pavis crossbowmen, 160 for a Pavis crossbowman, so very good there. And yeah, a couple more kills, and my raters not doing too well, but as I said, they were more there for morale effect, at least on the actual replay, on the actual battle they were there for morale. In this one they seem to have dropped off the face of the earth. So yeah, they didn't do too well in the replay, but in the actual battle they did cause quite a lot of morale shock. So there's the battle, guys. As I say, if you ever set up a scenario, let me know. I'll definitely want to take part in that. And I hope you enjoyed this siege of Vienna. It was a very fun battle, and thank you very much for Captain Makarov for hosting this scenario. Thank you very much, guys, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.